We're going to be busting some myths, some famous myths that run in sales. You'll recognize a lot of these. Myth number one, we're going to play fact or myth. Cold calls are dead. My verdict? That's a myth. Cold calls are not dead, guys. Yeah, bad ones are, sure, no doubt. But in a world where there's so many ways to reach people and the human touch is further away because of AI, it's actually the one that cuts through the most still, because there's nothing like building a relationship through a conversation. Obviously, if you can meet face to face, great. Networking, love that. But outside of that, what's going to build a connection better? An email? Or is it going to be a phone call? Yeah, like the sales trainer says, the one that's out there, the weirdest sales trainer. I'm yet to receive an email that was better than having a conversation. He's bang on the money. Now, what they actually mean when they say cold calls are dead, or what they should mean really, is that spray and pray, easy for me to say, scripts don't work, and calling with zero context doesn't work. Hi, my name's Neil. I'm calling from an ABC company today. How are you? That is rubbish. You'll be surprised at how many calls I get that start like that. We're in 2026, guys. That is not the way to do it. Be relevant, well-timed, well-researched, okay? Cold calling has actually got easier in one way. Most reps stop doing it properly, so the bar is super low. And in fact, most reps have stopped doing it altogether because of this myth that cold calls are dead. They're scared to pick up the phone. No one wants to do it. And they hide behind the fact that, oh yeah, cold calls are dead. Well, it's not a fact. It's a myth. So if your call sounds like, hey, did some research, I've noticed you're scaling X, or quick question, how are you currently handling Y? You're going to get far more cut through. Okay? Cold calls are not dead. Bad ones are. Do your research. People hate being sold to. My verdict, myth. People don't hate being sold to. People are buying every day. If they hated being sold to, there wouldn't be any buyers, would there, in today's world? So why are there buyers? Because people hate being sold to badly. They hate being talked at. They hate being pitched too early. No discovery. Go straight into the product, straight into the pitch. No one wants that. They feel like a number. Yeah. But people love buying. They do. You love buying. I love buying. We all buy stuff, don't we? So why do we do it? Because we're seeing a solution to a real problem. And this is, I know I've got a hole in my trainer. I need to buy a new trainer. Okay, now there's a need. Right. Okay, excellent. But if no one asks me if I need a new trainers or how my current trainer is doing, they're not going to have a clue, are they? Right? People love buying solutions to real problems. They love buying from someone who actually listens, and they love buying from someone who helps them make a better decision. Good sales feels like clarity, not pressure. That's exactly it. Good sales feel right. Myth number 3, price is the main reason deals are lost. My verdict, big fat myth. Price isn't a problem. Value is. If a prospect says it's too expensive, what they're really saying is, I don't fully get the ROI, right? Because if they did, they'd see it. They'd see the value, right? I'm not convinced this matters enough. You haven't tied this to my pain. Therefore, it's not a priority. Yeah, it looks good, nice to have. It hasn't become an essential for them, which means you haven't done the job properly, which means you haven't uncovered their pain. And if you have uncovered their pain, you haven't tied it to it. Yeah, you got to tie your solution to their pain. Hey, you told me at the start of this call that you're leaking X, Y, and Z. Well, what I'm about to show you is going to be music to your eyes and ears. If your eyes can hear music, right? It's going to fix not only X and Y, but also that magic point Z, which is costing you A, B, C. When the value is clear, price is secondary. If I see the value for something, I'm not going to, I know it's worth the price because my investment is tenfold or whatever it is, right? If there's no value or I can't see the value of it, I'm not going to buy it. Why would I buy it? Myth number 4, you need to be an extrovert to be good at sales. My verdict, which I've already told you, is a myth. Some of the best salespeople are quiet, thoughtful, and curious. He's actually very, very spot on. Think about it. Look at your peers. Are the loudest people actually the best sellers on your floor? Now look at the ones that are quiet, thoughtful, curious. Sales isn't about being loud. This isn't the 1980s or 1990s and you're just doing some dodgy B2C selling. Let's call it what it is. Where you just talk at people, do 95% of the talking and steer them down a murky road. It's not the way. Sales isn't about being loud. It's about asking better questions. Is someone going to buy from me because I'm loud, I'm bubbly, but I'm missing the mark? Or are they going to buy from me because, well, actually, I'm a bit of an introvert. I'm not too loud. I'm softly spoken, but I ask the right questions that uncover their pain, and then I provide them a solution. They're going to go with option number 2. Shutting up at the right time. If you're too busy being loud, what are you not doing? Listening. Listening is the key to understanding where the business is. That is super important. Charisma helps and curiosity closes. Charisma gets you in the door. Curiosity gets you a seat at the table. And finally, myth or fact number 5. More activity equals more sales. Well, you need to dial more. You'll get more sales as a result. My verdict, myth. Why am I saying it's a myth? More activity only works if the activity is good. 100 bad calls will not beat 20 well-researched targeted calls, 10 relevant conversations, 5 real buying discussions. Sales isn't a mindless activity contest, guys. It's a thinking game. Yeah, we can't just be hitting KPIs for the sake of hitting KPIs. The people that are doing that and fudging KPIs are there just to try and stay in the door and stay at the seat, stay in the job on one more day. Not sustainable and you're not making any money. Listen, sales is a terrible place if you do it badly. It's a terrible earner if you're just living off a basic salary, right? Sales is great if you're actually doing your job. If you're just hitting KPIs, it's a terrible job. You're showing numbers for the sake of showing numbers and saying, oh, look, I'm putting the effort in. I know I'm not doing any deals, but I'll put the effort in. Can I keep my job for another month? Yeah, you can, but you're still getting a shit basic because the money is made in commission. Guys, if you enjoyed that, make sure you like and subscribe. And if you want to see the full podcast, click right here.